John and Chris, they're diving back again. With their guests they try to pretend, laughing at the cringe from long ago on the most embarrassing show. Let's revisit what we tried to forget. The memories we're never gonna regret. Here's to moments we'll always outgrow. It's the most embarrassing show.
The most embarrassing show.
John and Chris, they're diving back again. With their guests they try to pretend, laughing at the cringe from long ago on the most embarrassing show. Let's revisit what we tried to forget. The memories we're never gonna regret. Here's to moments we'll always outgrow. It's the most embarrassing show.
Welcome to the most embarrassing show. I am John from John Breaks Bad News. I am here with my co-hosts, plural, the lovely Alyssa.
Hello, everyone.
And Sir Seat Sitter from the website. Uh-oh. Is he fucking muted? How do I do this? Hold on.
No, we're on brand here.
Okay, there we go. There you go. I can hear you now. Sir Seat Sitter from
the shitmyass.com. It's the best audio only television program on the internet.
And
we got the legendary Pink Trip.
Yes, we have Pink Trip here. I'm a terrible host. I'm bad at this.
If anybody unfamiliar with Pink Trip, you've definitely seen his videos. He makes some of the best. What would you call it? Satire, edited satire.
Yeah, just parody. I'd call it parody edits.
Parody. Okay,
just little cuts, little parody cuts. But I'm nervous to be on here today, guys. I don't know what we're getting into. I wasn't that nervous, and then all of a sudden.
Okay, we're back.
Sorry.
Just play the intro again. It's a great song. It's a great song.
Are you still nervous?
Not. Yeah.
Okay, what's happening with this intro? This is crazy.
Okay,
I'm the only one that keeps hearing.
No, it's I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, this is it's every episode so far, and this is the second one, has been very on brand to the name of the show. We're an hour late, and we can't figure out audio issues. So, but yeah, we have some content from Pink Trip early days. I think he incorrectly said, well, this is probably not the best show for me to be on because I don't do or make cringe, which is true.
I don't think I said that. That's a lie.
I don't have
any of the cringe left.
To counterbalance that, I have one of the most embarrassing things I've ever broadcast, and an unreleased pilot episode of a podcast that I'm still apologizing for to this day.
Okay, so what do you want to start with?
It's all, everybody loves poetry. I also have, and we got some old Pink Trip stuff, and I sent you also a link to something I didn't realize was on YouTube. I was mortified to find that the best, in air quotes, of MTW is on there, which is the worst, really. So you can definitely have your pickings at that. I would recommend needle dropping anywhere in the 10 minutes, and you'll want to blow your brains out.
All right, hold on. Let me
grab. I already do. So perfect.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just take the reins here because I have such a long presentation at the end. Maybe it'd be more fun to do the first half at the top and finish with the last half of it. What do you think?
All right. I just reached into my
I
box. Not a selection of books. So whenever, why don't we
Just
Yeah,
hearing my voice for a second makes me cringe. I can't
I
stand.
love
hearing
people
my
that
own
suck
voice.
dick.
No, I don't know if I actually ever said that.
I
I
have the
don't remember
receipts.
saying that. That's probably okay. I don't.
What's your number, baby? What's up?
Where's the context?
This is all I'm doing. I'm doing what you do. I'm just taking you out of context,
Yeah,
like you do
that's-
to Joe Rogan.
I mean, but you need a story though, not just me saying I like people to suck dick. You know, you got to follow it up with something.
Well, here, let me just give it a teaser, appetizer to what I'm going to do at the end of the show here. This is from Abs in a Six Pack episode. I don't even know the name on show.
Abs
Abs
in
in
a
a Six Pack episode 96. Bacon Wrapped was the title of that one. And I want an answer for this because I did not remember this, and you did not send me a link to this.
You know, was the first video I ever made was a documentary on how everything Hillary Clinton was accusing Trump of, she was actually guilty of.
Where do I find this?
I told you, it's gone, dude. I deleted it off everything, which I shouldn't have because it wasn't even cringe. It was actually it was right on. I was actually 100% right.
Yeah, I remember watching that, being like,
You
Yeah.
remember watching that? You've
Yeah.
been following me since what was that? 2017? That was summer 2017, I believe.
yeah, but I had no idea that it was like a guy named Pink Trip that was doing it. I just thought it was like a random like your videos would just come up in my feed, and I would watch them, and it would be from all different sources and shit. I didn't realize that there was like one guy making them.
Yeah,
It was like-
that's crazy that you saw that. But yeah, it was just basically like Clinton being like everything she did was basically accusing the other side of what she knows she did.
Yeah,
so
the
that she could get out in front of
birtherism,
it.
all that. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I think the
Birtherism,
first
huh?
video I saw of yours was the Tom DeLonge, where he's
Yeah.
talking about just boring UFO shit, and Joe's just singing in his head. That was so. I mean, I don't want to. I've spent 5 episodes of my podcast blowing smoke up your ass, so I won't do it here. We're here to embarrass. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, my ass needs a little smoke now and then. Yeah.
So this
No,
was
that was
from,
the first one that went viral. So
Yeah, that was a good. This was from the first time, or sorry, not the first time. This was from like probably the third time you were on.
I was on that many times.
This was,
Damn.
believe it or not, probably the most YouTube safe conversation from the podcast that I could.
You know,
pull.
was the first video I ever made was a documentary
that's true.
on how every.
That is the same clip. This was the one.
I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what you believe. If you're biting on a baby's dick, we got problems.
Right.
You're Jewish, right?
Right. I mean, really,
Yes,
any
so
teeth
I
in your
am.
penis is not good.
Now we spent a good 20 minutes on
I mean,
circumcision after that.
I can stand
and-
by that statement.
Yeah, it's non-controversial. We talked about circumcision for an uncomfortable amount of time, and then we started talking about jalapenos because this was the episode after Alex Jones made a little cameo to talk about jalapenos on Abs and a Six Pack, and that kind of went
You
into.
don't like
jalapeno
jalapenos with bacon?
You
and
fill him.
cheese?
You fill him with cream cheese.
What?
He's never had me make them for him. That's his problem. He's
Yeah,
never
I-
come over and hung out with us and gotten drunk and had me make him some jalapenos
Drive
while
to
he's
Tennessee right
hammered.
now, Pink Trip, and we'll make
Right.
you some Noah will make you jalapeno.
So I've had
I
similar
will.
shit. And most of the time, people don't cook the bacon enough, and it's like, what the fuck? I don't want to.
Do you still stand by this?
Yeah, I agree with that. That the
Well,
the
yeah,
bacon on a bacon wrapped jalapeno popper is overrated.
Yeah, it's just like fucking gooey raw fucking bacon. Who wants bacon?
So
like
we all
that?
agree that that's
I'm
a
gonna have
based
bacon.
take, not an embarrassing anti-jalapeno.
If I'm gonna
take.
have bacon, like
That's a
why
base.
would I have shitty bacon? Like I can have like good bacon.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I don't
can
need the
cook
cream
it in
cheese and the
the
jalapeno. Yeah,
I'll be completely honest, Pink Trip. The most I only listened to one of like the 5 or 6 episodes you've been on to try to find something embarrassing. You would say the only stuff I could find had to be taken out of context. The closest thing, and this is pretty embarrassing, that you said was that you used to watch Steven Crowder or like Steven Crowder. And I was like, that's pretty embarrassing.
yeah.
But,
it was early
right
days
now.
though with a gay, not gay Jared. Like
Yeah,
it was a smaller show, and then I liked Owen Benjamin when Owen Benjamin went on. They had some
Yeah.
pretty funny sketches because he was like writing them, and then yeah. I never really liked Steven Crowder though. He kind of comes across as like a pompous ass.
And
But the show wasn't bad.
the main problem with him is the same problem I have with Tate and any of these other guys. They're not funny. I don't care what you do as long as you're funny. Crowder's just not
Tate's-
funny.
the more I've learned about Tate, I used to defend him, but I've like learned, and it's like it's hard to know what's real or not. But some of the shit he was doing was pretty fucking shady.
That guy murdered by crayons on Twitter right now. Like I've read a lot of like what he's written about Tate, and it's a very like just by the just like a very non-biased like look at everything that is going on with his court case and what is being found, and it looks like Tate was trafficking 15-year-old girls.
That's looking really bad. Really
Like,
bad.
Yeah, that's better than 14-year-olds.
My first instinct is like, oh, this is a hit piece. This is the people, this is the type of shit they do to destroy people. But dude, the more I'm seeing about it, it's like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. This is
and like,
I mean,
really
not
bad.
everything can be the Matrix coming after you.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just you've trafficked young girls.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the problem, Yeah.
So I'll continue with this here and kind of get to where I'm leading to, and then we'll leave it on the table and get to some pink trip and poetry stuff. But this was a little while after the circumcision baby dick conversation. We're talking about jalapenos.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
You got to really get that
and bacon
crispy and fucking
nice and crispy. Yeah. Nice and crispy.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you wrap anything in bacon, dude, I'm down.
Yep, for sure.
So you can wrap a baby dick in bacon and you'll bite the end.
No,
I mean, if there's enough.
I'm not that.
Wait, no, that can't work because the Jews don't eat bacon.
Yeah.
It's a double.
That's wait. Here's how we protect
like
the baby dicks from the Jews. We wrap each
You're
baby
trying to
dick
get
in
me
bacon,
canceled
and no
or
Jew's
something
gonna bite it.
Yeah, but then everybody else is.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So that's about how that went, and then we you were talking about your podcast, and
I don't know how to put it. A story about people making a podcast. Kind of in the Trailer Park Boys realm of things, dude. I always love that kind of shit.
Yeah, go meta with it. I mean, we do the other podcast I do is with Blueberry and Goof and Sir Spencer, and we review other podcasts. So yeah, you can go meta with it. It's fun to go super hard meta.
Yeah, we got our best response from it doing that too.
Now, what I neglected to mention there is that was around that time that show started, and the first episode of the show was set to be scheduled, and I woke up in my bedroom on the floor, hungover as shit, and my first thought in the morning was, fuck, I was supposed to do that podcast last night. I totally forgot. And I, started making some coffee and trying to hydrate and, took a piss. And while I'm pissing, I realized, wait a minute, I did do that podcast last night. And I have a bunch of clips from that we'll finish the show out with, but this was probably the most
drinking. Is that the one I was drinking too?
No, this was nothing to do with any of you guys. All three of us have been drunk on streams. I know, but this blows any of us being drunk on stream out of the water. This one was never released until recently when Blueberry's smart ass uploaded it 3 years later. But this of the whole 2 hours was probably the most coherent sentence I said.
That now and then.
All right, let me go ahead and finish up my reviews so that I can pass the baton on. All right, here we go. So. This is how do I say this? This is very meta. This is I'm gonna review a podcast that's reviewing another podcast on a podcast where we review podcasts, and those podcasts that I'm reviewing are a podcast that we're still reviewing, like that type of a thing. What?
That was by far the most coherent thought I had in that 2 hours. It made me sick to my stomach today when I finally had the guts to start pulling clips from this thing and listen to it for the first time in 3 years. So we'll enjoy that later. What's next on the docket?
Well, I'm gonna go through those books while we watch this. This is the Alex Jones Reaches Peak Crazy, Steven Tyler versus David Lee Roth. Pink Trip presents #1. So
yeah, you want to. What he wanted from this one was the Pauly Shore.
This is not cringe. This is the opposite of cringe. I just wanted everybody to see how brilliant this was, to be honest.
It's so annoying. It's so annoying when people do this to me all the time. It's like my boring, most shittiest videos. Like, this was the greatest one. How come it's like this video sucks? So good. This sucks. This is me forcing, trying to force something out so I can put out something weekly.
About 2 minutes in?
Yeah, you see Pauly Shore after I start talking. Yeah, Pauly Shore. It's broken up. There's like 3 different parts, so you're gonna have to watch a piece and then move forward. Anyway, I'll lead you through it.
Okay.
Start with me talking about it because I kind of set up the clip.
God, I was in tears when I first saw it.
Later, and might I add, I condemn Alex Jones 100%. 100% condemnation of that man back there, Alex Jones. I hate him. You understand, Mark Zuckerberg? I hate that man.
How could you condemn Alex Jones?
Let's start off. Pauly Shore, everybody's favorite 90s movie star. He invented MTV. He was Adam Sandler before Adam Sandler was Adam Sandler. He's big time, guys, but I'm a little worried about him. He's fallen on hard times. And anyway, just check it out. Roll the clip.
I kind of started that whole Adam Sandler thing.
You little fucking bitch skater grump motherfucker. I'll punch you in the face. How about that shit?
Wait, can you pause this for a second?
Yeah,
so what was he filming a reality show by himself, like a self-shot thing in his house?
This was his podcast. This was his podcast, and he had the idea to set up his whole house with cameras so that he could record his podcast walking around his fucking house looking like death.
That's honestly genius. That's fucking genius.
It is genius. It is. It was cinematically genius, which is why I had to make a video and give it a very like fucking sad, dark outlook. It was already sad and dark, but not this sad and dark.
I mean, that Joe Rogan episode where he was saying he was mad that he's not the star of movies, and he was saying like Adam Sandler would be nothing without him starting that was.
I got to really work on my sarcasm. I got to work on my sarcasm because watching it back, I'm like, I know I'm being sarcastic, but I can't even tell if I'm being sarcastic. It's bad.
Dude, the show's a disaster and hasn't even started. Oh my god. So anyways. So I live alone, as you can tell. I have no fucking animals, and I don't have any of that shit. So I'm by myself here. And guess what? I fucking like it. I like it by myself. There's something very nice to come home and you're like, honey, I'm home. And no one says, dear, I'm in the kitchen. There's something good about that. But during the holidays, it's a little sad, a little distant. What we do is we just take muscle relaxers and we just pass the fuck out.
I love that.
So there's multiple parts because I jump into another edit. This was an old format I tried to do when I was getting copyright claims, and it worked to get rid of the copyright claims. Maybe I need to bring this back. But if you skip
that's
ahead,
why you were saying that you denounce Alex Jones and all that.
Yeah, because I was also trying to not get fucking demonetized by playing Alex Jones right here. And it was also a bit during Alex Jones' show that he did that day where they did the same fucking bit on their show, and then when I did it, like nobody got the fucking bit. Anyway. Go ahead.
I get 50% of my Alex.
Being that, that I'm alone, living here, no wife, no kids, no pets, by myself. Fuck. So, you know what I mean? Whoa, shit. And I've taken a lot of time off of social lately. People are hitting me up going, dude, why aren't you speaking? Like, what's up? And it's because I don't like you anymore, dudes.
Look, this isn't a joke. I'm seriously getting.
Wait, I might have missed.
That's why you can't tell your sarcasm because you said this isn't a joke.
That's
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's Pauly Shore.
I love him.
I do too. I grew up on Pauly. In the Army now is an underrated gem. So yeah, I basically ask all of his co-stars to check on him. And then there's another. Yeah, I think there's another portion. If you go ahead. Yeah.
If you're so bad down and out that Andy Dick's got to come make sure you're okay, you're in trouble. wellness check from.
I gotta never shave my mustache again like that. That is a retarded look.
You know, I'm 51 years old now. I know I don't look it. I know I look like I'm 61, and I try to.
What is he drinking there?
When you get older, you start to realize that we're not here forever. When you're in your 20s, you know, obviously teens, 20s, 30s, like a day is very much, it's like, oh, whatever, another day. Like when you get older, you're like, fuck, man.
What?
Dude, this is so good.
Just real quick, we have William Avery says Sir Seat Sitter eats babies. I'm not sure what that's
only wrapped in bacon.
Yeah, they're wrapped in. Yeah. I could watch a whole movie of this, like a 90 minutes, 2 hours, no problem.
Very capable of making a movie like this.
You know, the one thing I was thinking about recently, actually, I think about a lot of different things. But the one thing I was thinking about death, because I know you guys think about death all the time. We all think about death.
Oh, it's gonna end anyway. So, I wish I could have made him hang himself at the end. That's kind of what I was like, he's gonna fucking hang himself.
It looks like he's on the verge.
I would be so sad.
Yeah, I love Paulie. He's a good dude. But he is sad. I mean, his career, if you watch his Rogan episodes, especially the one like around the time this came out, he's really sad.
Yeah, that Rogan one was rough.
Yeah, I made one about that too that I got rid of because it was too mean.
So I wanted people to see that, because I love that one. I mean, so many of Pinterest videos are just absolutely brilliant that I figured, having seen one like that, the juxtaposition to, the Amazon Alexa, which is still good, people would maybe accept the idea that it's not as good now that they've seen one better. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I think the Amazon Alexa one
I don't know if it does.
It's better.
Secret leaked audio from InfoWars control room.
Now this one's probably the cringiest one.
I haven't seen this one, so I'm excited.
It was weeks into me. See, when my Tom DeLonge video blew up, I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I was like, just trying to make ideas, and this is one of them, which is not that bad, but that's pretty cringy. Like that's cringy as fuck right there.
Okay, we're going live in 3, 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live, broadcasting worldwide.
Okay,
and I'm here to tell you what's really happening. And I'm going to get Roger's take on this and his angle and see if he agrees. You have bombshell information coming out, not just about Russiagate, but about a Clinton crime network inside the FBI.
I like what you're doing with your hands
and
there,
Justice
Alex.
Department
Really
protecting the Clintons and their foundation from
More
prosecution
hand movement, we need more hand movement.
hundreds of different angles and scams,
Good
from
stuff, Alex.
child
Looking good, man.
trafficking
Looking good.
to sex trafficking. This is
Okay, get
Associated
ready,
Press
Dr. Roger
reports, by the way. Roger, go ahead.
Well, Alex, like you, I wanted to give Steve Bannon the benefit of the doubt, particularly in view of the fact that this author, Michael Wolff, has a long history of fabricating quotes and making things up.
Yeah,
Only
I think the video's lagging
Tom
or something.
Barrack, one of the president's closest personal friends, who runs a real estate opportunity fund in California, came forward and said that Wolff had completely fabricated quotes from him.
Alex, we're
But
losing
now
live
we
viewers
learn
really fast
that
here,
Mr.
man.
Wolff has tapes and that Mr. Bannon, very sadly, has been caught in an act of absolute betrayal.
It's like kicking the feet out from under, a little kid and then saying, I care about you, Junior, and then slapping you in the back of the head, knocking a little kid down and saying, I really do care about you, and kicking you right in the teeth. You like your teeth getting knocked out? That's because I love you. That's how I'm going to regurgitate every lie and be the douche emergency man they come to, and the media will now praise me and I'll be a god.
Quick cut back to Alex.
It is not. It is
There
not.
you go, Alex. Bring the energy, man.
If somebody rapes your wife, she didn't cheat
What's
on
funny
you.
is this is actually how CNN and CBS work.
Quick cut back to Alex.
He's the best little darling angel cake the world has
That's not
ever
crazy
seen.
enough, Alex. We need more crazy.
I love love you. I'm Stephen
Our view count is shooting
Bannon.
way up now. Great job, Alex. Keep it
I
up.
was George Washington. I'm the reason there's a country. We launched the liberty movement. We launched the resistance. It wasn't
Roll back on me, Alex. Bring the crazy.
It wasn't WorldNet Daily. It wasn't Daily Caller. It wasn't Ron Paul. It wasn't all of us
Now back
working
to
for
Roger.
decades.
Back to Alex.
No! It
Oh,
was
the energy,
us,
Alex.
King Lord.
Now back to Roger. Back to Alex.
I love you. I love you.
Now back to Roger. Back to Alex.
I love you, America.
Okay, that's a little bit too
I know
crazy.
the word says vengeance is his, and I understand that's God's prerogative. But I tend to think God works vengeance through men, doesn't he? Men that are willing to do
Love it
whatever
when you hit the table like that. It's so manly.
So I've asked to be that vessel if and when God ever
Hit it
chooses
again,
for
Alex.
purposes.
Hit it.
Because I am sick
back to
of
Roger.
scum. Because I'm not a devil worshiper, but I am friends with the Church of Satan.
That's great, Alex, but it's probably best if you didn't tell the viewers that.
It was
I'm just
funny.
trying
It
to
was not
imagine,
cringy.
like living in a reality where that was one of the cringiest things I made.
Yeah.
Dude, even if you went back and watched my home movies when I was a kid, they were good. I'm telling you. I'm sorry.
I gotta go searching for some home movies.
I wish I still had them, man. But they were always filmed on other people's tapes, and then they just get lost.
Well,
Yeah, my mother
I
wouldn't
don't want to
let me
go
throw
through
any
the
of
whole
that
thing,
stuff
but
out.
while we're on home movies, you can hit that best of MTW link and just needle drop. I'm sure I didn't watch it. I'm too scared, but at any point, I'm sure you can just needle drop onto something retarded going on.
I see a Cheez-Its box. It looks like you're doing a SNL style news. What was that news? The news that they did?
Oh, Weekend Update. But yeah, but I think we did it outside or in a garage usually.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I mean, just you can just literally drop it anywhere and just I'm sure it's gonna be bad. Oh God.
I think I've seen parts of this, haven't I?
I don't think this. I didn't even know this was going
Our
to
top
YouTube.
story today, Ozzy Osbourne.
You saw some of our
He
later
still
stuff,
doesn't
I
know
think.
how to talk.
Local man with mustache accused of not having one.
Well, these claims are preposterous.
That's kind of
Whoa, that guy got some splaining to do.
And now for today's sports.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, there you have it.
Ooh.
All right.
By the
Back
way,
to
I'm
you,
not doing
Chubbs.
Peyton Manning. I'm doing the.
Hold on, Nancy. I have to have my delicious snack of Cheez-Its.
You know, I barely remember
Okay,
this, but I have
back
a
to
feeling
the
that
news.
90%
Okay.
of this is Cheez-It related.
That 90% of it is Cheez-It related.
Did you write
Yeah,
this?
We
Is
took
it
a bunch of. We took what at the time was our bet. So we. I mean, I don't know. This was so long ago, but I think what we did is for the first several years, we just took what we considered our best sketches and put them together. And then everything else on the YouTube was made after this. So this is like early. This is like middle school, elementary, even some of it probably
This
elementary.
is your best sketches.
At the time, yeah, which is pretty bad. That's why I was. Yeah, this is all. I'm pretty sure this is all going to be pretty bad.
That's not that bad for home video.
We definitely got better. I'll say that.
The jokes are kind of weak, but you're trying.
Yeah,
that's what counts.
As kids.
I was just gonna say.
Now it's time for Weather with Hank Phillips.
Look in the sky! In other news today, MTW won 3 Grammys!
Graham crack.
That's yeah.
All right.
But anyway, I think you
I
get the
take back
idea.
what I said about you guys being kids.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of funny kids out there, you know. Yeah, I would put
Grammys.
I wish I had mine, man. 'cause
Yeah, it's
I
not
did
even a music show, so the joke doesn't even work.
True.
Need better writers.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. Please don't play this whole thing, but please.
I'd say we gotta like skip ahead a minute and play a little more.
Yeah, you need to skip around.
I like the editing, slow motion, music.
We definitely everything on the YouTube, ironically, the best of MTW is probably the worst. I thought I'd taken this off until yesterday.
What year was this?
This is probably of this era of the best. This was probably our oldest era, but we started filming this stuff when we were like 11.
I think that cut went a little too long.
That was my favorite part.
That it was way too long.
Yeah.
It was very long.
It is. That's actually does make it better. That it just keeps going. It's like just makes you watch. Forces you to like really absorb.
Yeah.
Which one's you, by the way?
My new ringtone.
What's that?
So I'm gonna make this my new ringtone.
Which one is you?
I'm holding 2 graham crackers on the right.
That's you.
That's me on the right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the skinny one. Okay. Hey, you're a scrawny dude.
Oh yeah, I was like 90 pounds freshman year.
Can you turn it back up?
Yeah.
There's one over there now. I'm going to use this little old pistol you see here, made by Korean man. 45.
Damn, if only the police would have showed up and murdered both of you right there, it would have been a great video.
Yeah, that would have been great.
He's got a gun!
Wow, that was awesome. Listen, so if you need me, call 1-800.
One thing about especially the early days of this is we would never cuss because that was really bad, but racism was completely fine.
Totally fine.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
1-800. I kill pigs and zombies and stuff.
4546.
Oh God. A guy, wait a minute. A guy swinging, that wasn't even a joke. A guy swinging a stick and saying, "Get off my lawn," made it into the best of. I just want to point that out. That's bad. I mean, that's unforgivable.
You guys need like some sort of cringe meter that like measures the level of cringe.
It's not a bad.
Like,
There was very few things we
like
made that I
60.
would say weren't cringe. Some of the concepts were really funny, but I mean, this early stuff is just like we should have been burning the steak.
I think if you had a good editor, you could have made it entertaining.
William Avery says no play at all, and then he says Lucas is stoked about this. Is this somebody from your past?
Yeah, I know this guy. And I know Lucas was in the videos, and I know Lucas is probably not watching this or stoked about it.
William, you're like you don't know who I am.
William was not in these videos, but I met him later in life after the comedy career subsided.
He's got a good name. It's a real strong name.
William, yeah. I call him Squilliam Fancy Son. Oh, no, okay. I do remember this one. I like this. I like this right here.
Yeah, good music. Got a good atmosphere. How are they going to fuck it up? Is that you playing piano? Oh, the life of a fat teenager. How sad.
Now that's comedy.
Hey, you young man. You want some peanuts? What? Some peanuts, you know.
Oh yeah, this was the classic bit of making the word peanuts sound like penis. Yeah.
Very good. Oh no.
I love how many of us all had like vacation Bible school and church camp T-shirts and all
I feel as if I've been mentally and physically harmed after watching
Is that a rock band guitar?
I think so.
Barry. Let's introduce a new segment called "Explain the Joke."
Yes, I think we need that.
Chris.
I mean, I think there's been maybe a half a joke in this first 4 minutes. Okay, so on TV they're watching the last episode of MTW.
I feel as if I've been mentally and physically harmed after watching this.
And he's reading a book called Dino Poop. Yeah, there wasn't really a joke there other than
Barry.
Also not a joke.
Howdy, partner. How you doing now? I'm about to put it in a bowl.
Seems like a reasonable deal.
Well, you weren't supposed to say that yet, but I'll tell you what. How about I give you this fast motion lotion?
This was for a
For
school
just
project. This specific skit.
$49.95. I gotta tell you what, this is gonna be a great deal. You're not gonna regret this. You betcha. Now, let's get started on that. Let's see how this works.
This is your best character
Okay,
work.
so the idea behind this product was the problem is I have all this pudding and I can't eat it fast enough. And the product is fast motion lotion, which enables you to do things faster, including eat a big bowl of pudding.
That's not what I thought fast motion was.
Yeah, I thought it was a masturbation joke.
Yeah, well, we didn't know what that was probably at this point.
Really?
And I don't know if it's probably not in here, but the behind the scenes, he's just shoveling pudding in with his hands. And he's crying, fake crying, but then he gets it, it starts laughing, and he shoots pudding, a lot of it, out of both nostrils, which was probably the funniest thing that has ever come out of MTW, I think.
Yeah, I think this is you guys are showing progress. Like your character work is pretty good here.
There's no wild animals, I'll tell you that. He's got a paper towel that says yum. That's pretty cool. I forgot about that. Yum. I think we got a good grade on this too.
Fast motion lotion. You'll be crying for more.
You showed this at your school to your fellow classmates?
Not the rest of it, but that specifically the fast motion lotion pudding. Actually, I think the full video of fast motion lotion is on here if you want to look at that. It's under the school projects playlist.
Did that help you at school become cooler?
We had to design a product for school, and we came up with fast motion
lotion.
Yeah.
It's a genius.
I would not go that far.
One word for it.
Yeah, and what's like as far I can't speak for everybody, but as far as I know, none of us were thinking of it in a sexual way at all. Just a lotion that makes you move fast.
Very innocent voice.
Very.
Yeah,
They went to church camp.
that's true.
we would not say damn or hell, but the N word, that's another thing.
Hey guys,
Bible Belt,
come
baby.
over here and take a look at my junk. Ben.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Also using a lot of songs that we had seen in the movie we would watch that weekend or something, probably. Like this is a Night at the Roxbury. Oh, I think this is supposed to be like if JFK was a public flasher, but like the old-timey public flasher from the Looney Tunes.
If JFK was an old-timey flasher,
how's the audience supposed to know that's JFK?
I think because he gets shot in the head, but this is just out of context clips for some reason. We decided to just pull out of context.
You
the
guys
context
would
wouldn't even matter.
You guys would make these sketches and then watch them back, right?
No, I don't. Maybe.
Okay.
I think it was like I stick to this philosophy to this day. One take, don't look back. Don't look back at the wreckage.
I kind of agree with that.
I don't agree with that at all.
You do it one time and then don't do it ever again.
Well,
yep.
If you're talking about film, I like the Stanley Kubrick approach.
Let's do it too many times.
No, you do it as many times as you can get the actor to do it, and then you have a ton of footage to find the best fucking way to edit it together.
Well, how come he lost all that footage he filmed of the moon landing?
Exactly.
I can't speak to that. But yeah, you guys needed to do more takes.
We can stop. I mean, I don't want to, unless you want to keep watching this. I do not want. I don't want to. But if you want to, I guess I got.
I think that's part of the fun, minutes.
Right? I kind of want to keep watching.
We got at least another 20 minutes to fill, and I don't want to read this shit.
Oh well, I mean, I still have to go through this. I still have to a whole thing. I have to go through.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do that?
I mean, we got it. I mean, I teased it. We got to do that.
Okay.
See, the problem with this is like, it's bad.
Yeah,
but it's like you guys are trying hard and having fun, so it's like,
so it's almost
I
like
think
you're
the best
having
thing we
fun
ever made was when we intentionally didn't try, and that was political gains. I mean, we just set out to make the worst video ever, and it was definitely my favorite one we ever made.
You guys are doing it for the fun of it, like you're having your kids having fun, so that's something cool, you know.
No, we had a big contract. We had a TBS.
Okay.
All right, let me get through this. Does everybody remember the context I set up of the podcast that I thought I forgot to do until I sobered up enough to realize I did do that, and I was blackout.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
So this was the pilot episode of a show called Misinformed Nation, where we would review shows on our No Agenda stream network, which, by the way, Battle of Douchebags, this Sunday, right after No Agenda, with John Breaks Bad News, Rob Dew of InfoWars, and Crutcher of OBDM, and co-host Blueberry.
And John Dvorak.
He will maybe listening, but he will not be there. And well, I mean, he's welcome to join if you're listening, John.
Is he still mad at you about me?
I don't think he was mad at all. He's got a pretty good sense of humor. But okay. I did think it was like the first big guest I got. I thought it was so funny that within 30 seconds, you're like, called him gay. That was pretty good.
He was talking too much about drinking wine. It was kind of
It was kind of gay.
Yeah.
But he's from San Francisco. He's like, give him a break.
Yeah, I'm sure the audience was loving his discussion of wine and shit. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm more of a bourbon guy. So this is how the show started. I'll pause this when necessary because this is probably the longest clip I got. Just to get you where I was at coming right out the gates here. And by the way, this was the pilot episode before we had even come up with the title of the show. So I would feel even more bad if the title was already picked for the show. But since we hadn't picked the title yet, I was a little more comfortable saying, let's not release this episode.
Welcome to the now official No Agenda.
I'm going to skip ahead because this clip is long.
I had about this project. And I'm Blueberry, 1/3 of Behind the Schemes, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Wow, expertly timed on that intro, sir.
Yeah, I can't believe that worked out so well.
You're a true professional.
I'm impressed. I am impressed.
Any doubt?
I know myself and how I talk more than you guys do, but when I went back listening to this today, as soon as I said the words "I'm impressed," I was like, "Oh, we're in trouble."
I had about this project. It
gets really bad.
Evaporated
really
just now.
Struggle to get those 3 words out.
It's all Mickey Mouse shit, man.
I'm gonna keep skipping ahead here because once we get to the,
it's I think it'll be fun. It's I think as it stands now, we'll probably do a show every other week. It's a.
I feel like I've heard that term.
Here we go. This is what I decided. For some reason, I have no memory of any of this at all. I was, for some reason, decided to open the show talking about a homunculus video that a friend had shown me a couple of days prior, which involved a guy.
Well, yeah, you're gonna want to crack the den.
Can I, man, this is a weird thing to bring up, but
it is.
Do you guys know what a homunculus is?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I've heard that term, but
I didn't know what it was until one of my good close friends back when I lived in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, came over and hung out, and he showed. Yeah, this is fucked up.
I can tell just by how I'm talking that I'm self-aware level of blackout drunk enough to know that I'm having trouble remembering what I'm trying to say in the middle of the sentence. Like you can hear the way I'm talking going, I'm really trying to bullshit my way through every other word here.
Basically, the homunculus that he presented to us was...
How long ago was this?
A dude
3 years ago, maybe?
Because you sound
this was after you and I got drunk on. I think the second drunk most I've ever been on an episode was with you.
With me?
And then, yeah, with you probably. When we were on the phone with CVS for like an hour.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I was hammered.
I remember
and,
you texting me the next day and being like, I don't remember, did we do a show?
Yeah, but like I got hammered at the tail end. I came in the gates of this one just blackout. Like I just showed up on mic shit-faced. And this was the episode that really had me realize I can't drink liquor. This was by far the worst ever. But there's some stuff coming up that
dude had chicken eggs and he busted his nut, ejaculated, and put that nut juice into a syringe, and that syringe he injected into a chicken egg.
What?
And that chicken and that chicken egg came out how do I put this? It came out like a living being. It was like a little homunculus.
But I never say, how do I put this? I heard myself in this episode say, how do I put this, like 20 times? And I think it was just because I didn't know what I was about to say next. So I was stalling.
I'll be honest, you don't sound that bad. You don't sound that bad. You guys
he
sound like
completely annihilated.
I don't know.
I mean, it's to me, it sounds pretty bad.
You're making
I think
sense.
it's worse.
This is how you describe it. It was very creepy.
Robot
very
Chicken
disturbing.
Started?
No. Robot Chicken, as disturbing as it may be, is nowhere close to what I'm talking about. No, this was fucking disturbing.
So he
Clearly,
had
I'm gonna have to send you guys some links.
He had the actual specimen in his garage or something? What do you...
Fuck.
Do you just keep it in the
going.
cabinet?
You guys keep going. I'll send you some links. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Oh, you know, I do think I have a soundbite of one of those.
Hey, champ, that's really interesting. Next time, keep it to yourself.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
I'll keep it to myself then. You guys keep going.
Hey, if you like anime, check out Full Metal Alchemist, because that's a major part of the storyline is the homunculuses.
That's where I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn,
no,
I knew
trust
that was
me.
a term from
These
the
homunculuses that I'm talking about, you're gonna wish you'd never heard of them. Is what I'm saying.
I already wish that.
So I don't take the hint like continuously through this.
I think you should be
episode.
that drunk for every episode. It was pretty. I don't know. I like it.
Well, I am glad that I didn't say anything too crazy. I was mainly just really dumb and annoying, which is almost worse. But this gets so much worse. You can needle drop anywhere in the 2 hours, and it's like, this is by far the most shameful performance of any media I've been a part of in my professional career here. So after they finish explaining the concept of the show, I, for some reason, don't pick up on that or felt the need. I just re-explain exactly what they said right away.
So
this whole thing is very, very spooky.
Very spooky. So what our idea was, we're gonna review some shows that are on the No Agenda stream, and we're gonna review some shows that aren't on the No Agenda stream, and we're gonna be like, "Oh, those are some shows." That's the idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, this was like 30 seconds after they had just much more succinctly explained that very thing. So the podcast I bring, because I think I've just retardedly I bullied the wrong word, but just started, just assumed I was going first. I brought the Hillary Clinton podcast, and she has Patton Oswalt on.
My last clip of Hillary's podcast is clip 4, Patton.
I will be talking with actor and comedian Patton Oswalt. Now, you may have seen him on TV, on one of his stand-up Netflix specials.
Now, the clip and the banter is not important. why I pulled that is because less than 5 minutes later, I did this.
God, dude, like, okay. Let's do a quick aside here. This might be, I'm sorry if this is off kilter, but have you guys watched the show Happy or read the comic book Happy?
I have seen the show, yes. And I
Never
know
even heard of it.
where you're taking this.
I've never even heard of it.
Happy is a fucking phenomenal show.
I don't even like Happy that much. It's pretty good, but for some reason, drunk me thinks it's the best goddamn show ever. Apparently,
really fucking good. Like I can't recommend it enough. And Patton Oswalt plays the. Without being a spoiler, Patton Oswalt plays this little girl's imagine.
Do you still think I don't sound that drunk?
I think for how I know you're really drunk, but for how drunk you are, you're actually doing a pretty good job of talking. Yeah, and honestly, I think it's. I want drunk you on every episode. Every time, if I have a podcast again and you come on, I want this version of you.
Your channel will be striked and suspended within an hour, at best.
Yeah, that's one of the rules. One of the things that about this show is Chris isn't used to being on YouTube. He's used to doing his audio show, so we have to like.
I've been on my co-hosted. I guest co-hosted Pink Trip's podcast for like a month or two there too, and same thing with this. I'm mortified that I'm going to get your guys' channels banned because I'm used to just anything goes.
It's not that hard.
Imaginary friend.
That's a bit creepy,
and it's fucking really good.
Oh, it's
it's really fucking good.
I have it written down.
I've never even I don't understand. I've never even thought that. I mean, I've liked the show, but I don't know why when I was shit-faced, I was so passionate about. And completely like just going on a tangent about completely irrelevant
what is the show Happy?
It's a little girl's imaginary friend. It's like an anime character. Patton Oswalt plays the character, and the girl's dad like murders a bunch of people, and the imaginary friend helps him. Like it's pretty violent. It's pretty good, but it doesn't deserve a repetitive 2-minute rambling rant about how fucking happy is.
On my notes now. Happy,
I gotta take a piss.
Fucking really
Happy.
fucking
It's
good.
just called Happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's got an
even
IV
as much
drip.
as I love that show, and I mean I really love that show. Like I fucking love that show. Like it's a good fucking show. With all that being said, fuck Patton Oswalt, man. Fucking cuntbag motherfucker.
Fuck Patton Oswalt.
Well, I do agree with that. I don't know why I was.
Did he kill his wife?
Just finished the show or something at the time, but I don't like Happy that much. Jesus Christ.
He killed his wife, right?
Well, yeah.
That's how you really feel, though.
It's got an IV drip of predictive programming in each arm, so I think
if you want to go ahead and restart the clip for Patton.
You want me to replay it?
I don't even remember if we finished it, to be honest with you.
It was only about 45 seconds long.
Go ahead and finish that.
I
so
did.
I can at least remember.
Finish it again.
Okay.
I will be talking with.
So he goes, okay, and then he just plays the whole fucking clip again. Now you think, okay, well, it can't get much worse than that. Well, hang on a second.
I had never heard of this podcast.
Oh, so that earlier clip at the top of the show I teased with me talking about reviewing a podcast that reviews podcasts, reviewing another podcast. That was Who Are These Podcasts I was referring to.
Right.
And I was very upset at the time that they dunked on my favorite podcast, OPDM. And I did not really I was not really cordial or thoughtful about my well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't me. It was just some good drunk guy. I don't remember.
I had never heard of this podcast either. So, and rightfully so, because it's pretty fucking horrible.
Oh, boy.
Fuck that. It's a great show. And fuck Who Are These Podcasts. But if
Carl, I'm sorry. Carl, I'm sorry. That wasn't me.
Really just deep dive into Who Are These Podcasts. Go ahead and play my clip number 6, if you could.
I didn't hate the show.
Hey.
He didn't hate the show.
Oh, well, that's a step in the right direction.
After all, go ahead and play clip 6 then.
You mean 7?
7, yeah.
I didn't hate the show.
I thought it was well done. I think Mike is a very good host. He's got a broadcast quality announcer voice. He does a good job keeping things moving along. They don't do a shitty job of saying the word like or stuttering and stammering a lot. I just stuttered on the word stuttering. Oh, boy.
Jesus.
Oh,
That's your dirt alert right there.
What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck is that?
Is it just
before I talk too much shit? I have to say, before I talk too much shit, I have to say that I really like Who Are These Podcasts has made me laugh a lot. But the podcast that they're talking about really makes me laugh a lot harder than they do.
Now,
why would you say something
thank
like
God
that?
Carl never heard this, I'm assuming, because, well, he didn't bring it up when I talked to him on my show. But once again, I'm sorry, Carl.
OBDM, the podcast that they're reviewing, makes me laugh like 95%.
That's
I really fucking have a.
It's a high percentage.
I'm never. By the way, after listening to this, I'm never saying the F word again. I'm done. I think I have it.
Are you gonna get the collar?
Just this whole show.
Are you getting the collar?
Yeah, I got to bring the like collar back.
Yeah,
and put it for fuck probably. I mean, I never thought this was just out of control. What I was doing.
That episode where we tried to, I forget if it was my show or your show, where you had the like collar on.
Collar. Yeah,
was impossible to get through because you could not
Shout out
say
to Gix for designing that, dude. That's
you could not say the word like.
Yeah, just I had anytime there was a Python script that was transcribing everything I said in live time, and anytime I said like, the dog collar would shock me, and it didn't really train me not to say like. I just got shocked a lot.
Well, you gotta keep doing.
I was very upset when I said, "Oh, I like that," or it was something like this, and in the context where it shouldn't count, and I was still getting shocked. So yeah, fuck might be a better way to go.
Yeah, we gotta get the collar back.
I need one of those.
Well, go ahead and play the next clip. What would it be? 7, 8, or 6, or 8? 8.
Just pick a number. Pick a number.
Go back to the Hillary stuff.
As somebody that's been doing that, I was at least doing it for a year at the time. The person who labeled, numbered, and sent the clips should not be the least familiar with what clip is being played of everybody else constantly.
I don't know. Go ahead and play the next clip on there.
Number 10, the grocery store.
Oh no! Before that, go ahead and play clip 7. I guess it was.
I didn't hate this show. I thought it was well done. I think Mike is a very good host. He's got a broadcast quality announcer voice. He does a good job keeping things moving along. They don't do a shitty job of
Booberry and Spencer are very well aware that I've just asked them to play the same clip for a third time in a row now. And I'm so drunk that I genuinely think it's the first time it's been played.
Don't do a shitty job of saying the word like or stuttering and stammering a lot. I just stuttered on the word stuttering.
Yeah, you played a 7.
You just made me play the same shit over.
No, sorry. The reason I wanted you to play that is because
I'm drunk, but I know I'm just drunkenly trying to black out, drunkenly bullshit my way out of an excuse as to why that was not. It was intentional. It was not an accident. It was actually, I was planning to have you play that a third time. This is what I'm trying to somehow bullshit my way into making them believe this. It does not work.
You played a 7.
You just made me play the same shit over.
No, sorry. The reason I wanted you to play that is because I am super guilty of using the word like.
Oh yeah.
Well, nice smooth cover, bro.
I am ridiculous.
I should have been immediately arrested within the first 5 minutes of this podcast. I should still be in jail for this. I mean, I'm
mostly guilty of using the word like, but yeah, sorry, go ahead and play clip 8.
This is bad. Okay, and I didn't even have time to clip the whole thing. I preemptively shut down the show 3 times. Before in the middle of Spencer's presentation, I said, "All right, let's go, bye." He's like, hey, I'm still going. And then like 5 minutes later, I forgot again.
I think shit like that is what makes
it's like crazy to see yourself do a whole thing that you don't remember doing.
I mean, Howard Stern made a whole fucking career bringing drunk people on. Well, I don't know about his whole career, but
I've never once gone back and listened to or watched an episode of one of my shows. Not even one time. Aside from clipping them, like I could not earnestly watch or listen to myself talk.
It's really hard, but this blows anything. Listen to yourself out of the water, man. I literally I'm not exaggerating. I was sick. I had been pushing this off listening to this, but I was like, it's the most embarrassing show I gotta do. I was nauseous halfway through this thing, listening to it this morning. I was like,
I think because you have like the full context of the situation, but as a listener who doesn't really, it's not as bad. Like coming outside.
These clips are starting to get pretty fucking like shutting down the show in the middle of the show is pretty bad.
Let's keep going on.
3 times.
False prediction.
We did that one too. We played
shit. Fuck.
How many times?
I think I've played this like clips that have already been played at least a dozen or two, probably 2 dozen times at this point. The 2 hour of the episode. It's like I should have sold my microphone. Never drank, not just stopped drinking liquor, never drank beer again, and like moved to Antarctica after this episode.
8 false prediction.
We did that one too. We played
shit. Fuck.
How many times?
Play clip 9 then. Goddamn.
Once Carl finds this podcast, bro, our careers are fucking over. You realize that, right?
Or made.
Chris, you fucked us from day one, bro.
Abs and a flat ass tire.
So I when Carl was on, we were talking about Bert being drunk on podcasts, and I was telling Carl, yeah, I stopped drinking liquor altogether on podcasts because I got drunk 4 or 5 times, and this time that these are the clips from was the one where I was like, okay, never again. Like this was just beyond the pale. I did not realize when I was telling Carl about this until today when I listened to this that I was shitting on Carl the whole fucking podcast. So yeah. So this is something I can actually get behind Bert on his take here.
And then but yeah, I remember I kind of miss drinking and driving.
That's classic Bert there. Drinking and driving is dangerous, but less dangerous than drinking and podcasting. Yep. And I have to be clear too. I've had some of the, I'd say 5 of the top 10 most embarrassing moments of my life were me being just drunk as fuck on a podcast. That's a mistake I haven't made in a while, thank God. But I just can't believe I'm telling Carl about this, not realizing until this morning that I was drunk. The most drunk I've ever been on a show was an hour shitting on Carl.
Oh, this is you telling Carl that
I'm talking to Carl about the most drunk I've ever been on a podcast. I didn't know until this morning that an hour of the most drunk I've ever been on the podcast was me going, fuck Carl. Mistake I haven't made in a while, thank God. But
I do a show with my buddy Blind Mike Geary, who is on the Kirk Minahan show, Barstool Sports, a couple times a week. And he tells this story where he goes, yeah, I used to think I could be a guy who just like drinks and be on a podcast. And then I embarrassed myself and it was brutal. And I've never since drank on a podcast. And I think it's funny that you just said, I've done that 5 or 6 times. And now I've learned my lesson. Like it didn't hit you until like the 5th time. You're like, I got to stop doing this. This is very embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, I'm having a beer right now. It's like a road beer, you know? It's like a podcast beer, a road beer. You just don't be like hammering the bottle of Jack Daniels on I-40 is all I'm saying. So, yeah, sorry about that, Carl. I respect you. And
sounds like you don't. Sounds like you have some deep feelings there that you finally let out.
Well, I was mad that he made fun of my favorite show, but also, yeah, that's about it. I'll skip all the clips of me ending the show prematurely just because it's just too many clips. But rest assured, I stopped the show 3 times
Do one of them.
Yeah, do one.
Okay. Here we go. I think it's the second time.
I think before we wrap this show up, unless I'm missing anything, the most
unless I'm missing anything, Spencer had just started his review. Oh my god, bro! I like literally. I hate myself.
I think before we wrap this show up, unless I'm missing anything, the most important thing is what are we calling the show?
Well, hold on, Spencer. Were you done with your clips?
I got one out. I got one of my clips out.
Sorry. Go ahead and get him. Go ahead and get him. I'll shut up and sit here.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. I did not shut up. I mean, I'm already bad about crosstalk and interrupting, partly because of delay, and partly because I'm retarded. But this was like 100 times worse than normal. It was bad, and yeah.
Anyway, but I'm smart. Most people aren't smart like me. That's why my brain's so big.
I have a last clip here.
It's very weird.
So they've been going on about Bitcoin. This is the last thing, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure this is the last sentence I said on the show. They've been talking about Bitcoin and nodes and podcasting 2.0 and a bunch of stuff I wasn't smart enough to understand then, and am not smart enough to understand now. So.
It's very weird and wild how lightning works, but basically it works through. Can
I just say part of the reason I keep stumbling over my words is because this whole show I've been hearing everything I say and every clip I play coming back into my headphones, and it's.
You sound a little more drunk on this show.
I was going to say,
fucking me up.
Completely forgot that you are suffering from echoitis right now. And
it's a millisecond after I say something, it comes right back to me, and I haven't been able to understand at least 50% of the clips I'm playing. I understand you guys, but the clips come back at me too, so it makes them hard to understand. Anyways, I said
it's very weird and wild how lightning works, but basically it works through they call it gossiping, but it works by nodes telling other nodes what nodes are out there. It's crazy, and I think this visual is going to help a lot of people kind of see it and finally make sense of what's going on with channels.
Is there any specific reason?
I'm all with you.
It's total bullshit. I was not all with him. I was like, yeah. Uh-huh. That was the last thing I said. The last 20 minutes of the show, I was not there. Probably passed out on the floor, right by the microphone. So, yeah, that's that. I think that hopefully that's the pinnacle of embarrassment when it comes to content I've been involved in. If I top that, I'm just gonna quit the show and quit life. So,
is that the most embarrassed you've been on a podcast or just in general?
The most embarrassed I've been when it comes to content, for sure, by far. And I've been drunk on streams, like I said, with both you guys, but nothing like that. That's just crazy. So, yeah, but I called Spencer and Boobery today to apologize to them.
I don't know.
Years later, I'm like, bro.
To me, it makes it fun, dude. When you have somebody who's just like so drunk, they're out of it. I'd have somebody.
I mean, I'm sure they were not as torn up about it as I was, but
yeah, but it's a like legendary clip.
That's
my opinion.
And honestly, if it wasn't the point of the show, nobody would have. I would never share that with anybody. That's for sure.
Honestly, the way that you presented that was hilarious. Like it is very funny to listen to somebody just drunkenly like train crash a show and then end it in the middle of somebody else doing their part of the show. That's
I was pretty upset and not having fun pulling those clips until I realized that I had told Carl about this because I didn't know, without mentioning that I was shitting on him the whole time. As soon as I found that out, I was like, oh, this is pretty fucking funny now.
Yeah, we needed Carl on this show.
You trying to end the show multiple times.
That's very funny.
Yeah, I kind of want to hear them all.
But it would be like if John was trying to end the show halfway through that presentation I just made multiple times, because that's what I was doing.
Funny. That's hilarious.
So I don't want to keep Pink Trip all night. We've already been going an hour and 10 minutes.
I'm in no rush, bro.
Okay. Do you mind if I read you some poetry?
I'd love it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read.
Do you want some mood Do you want it just no music, or do you want some light background mood setting poetry
I
music?
think you need some light background music.
Yeah, there's only one way to do it, right?
What were you going for? Ominous or sad or depressing?
Let's go with sad and depressing.
Let's try this.
That's a little too about
Is it the name of this is the pain of recalling memories of an empty life.
You need like a solo piano. That's just kind of like
something
kind of like a real soft kind of solo piano in the background.
All right, try that.
Now yeah.
Here we go.
There we go. So this one's called Vampiric Nightmare.
All right.
I cannot stand.
For context, how old were you when you wrote this?
I don't know, probably like 27.
Don't interrupt the man. Let him do his magic.
This was probably like close. I was still in school.
Music.
So yeah, so it's like 16, 17.
Forgot when I mute my microphone. It'll mute the music.
Vampiric what?
Vampiric Nightmare. I cannot stand on my own feet anymore. These thoughts of you wring my heart dry. Your words cut through me like teeth through your to your neck, sucking you dry. I cannot stand on my own feet anymore. Cure this thirst I have found. I have for your blood, the perfect curve of your neck. It taunts me in my dreams. My daytime slumber is interrupted by nightmares of you. I cannot stand on my own feet anymore.
No, that bad.
No,
you were ahead of your time with the Twilight.
Fuck up.
It's pretty bad.
That was vampire shit.
Yeah, vampire shit.
You were ahead of the Twilight craze by like 5
very
years,
bad.
man.
That's the
I don't know
cringiest
about
part.
that.
Is the vampire angle. That
Okay,
is
if it was
cringiest
after the
part.
Twilight or during the thing, then yeah, that's really bad.
And I'll read one more and then we'll sign off. This one's called How Long? How long will it take to bleed this wound dry? A self-inflicted misery you swore you wouldn't cry. I'd leave this place if it meant I didn't have to walk, if I didn't have to stand on my own feet. I wouldn't hesitate to leave. How long will it take to bring out the worst in you, or has it been out all along, brought on by the few? I'd leave this place if it meant I didn't have to walk, if I didn't have to stand on my own feet. I wouldn't hesitate to leave. How long will it take to bleed this wound dry, a self-inflicted misery you swore you wouldn't cry? That's all I have enough for
That
today.
one wasn't that bad.
Beautiful. It was beautiful.
Ugh, that hurt to read.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. The music made it kind of actually better. Kind of put you in the mood.
The music definitely helped.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you get the right fucking backing track to something.
Oh, I mean, nothing proves that better in the whole history of the universe than the Neil deGrasse Tyson Dick song.
Didn't you have? What was your surprise for me? Was it just me saying I like people that suck dick? That was it. I thought you had some more.
Oh, I don't think I had a surprise. I mean, did I say I had a surprise? Maybe I did.
Yeah, I thought you had. I was all worried. I was like, oh, what weird shit did I say?
Oh no, I mean, I was just like goofing on you. That's all I had was well, I the only truly embarrassing thing I found from the one podcast I listened to today with you was you saying you used to like Steven Crowder. So
yeah.
I mean, that's. I think what we've learned here today is Pain Trip has the least to be embarrassed about of anybody on the internet.
Well, because what you've learned is that you should delete all your old cringy shit. That.
Well, yeah. Instead of do a show where we highlight it.
It's been fun.
And that's the most embarrassing show, episode 2. Shout out to Pink Trip. Everybody go follow Pink Trip, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, PINGTR1P.
Have a good night, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing.
You're a legend, Pink Trip.
Yeah,
And
thanks, man. You too.
Sunday, the Battle of Douchebags Rob Dew from InfoWars, John Breaks Bad News, Crescid, Blueberry, me, douchebattle.com to go over there and vote on Sunday.
Also, if anyone has any of their own most embarrassing content that they want to submit, where can they send it to?
The most embarrassing show at gmail.com.
Or wait, I think it's just most embarrassing at Gmail, right?
Most embarrassing at gmail.com.
Let's do the theme song.
All right.
John and Chris, they're diving back again. With their guests, they try to pretend. Laughing at the cringe from long ago on the most embarrassing show. Let's.
All right, I'm too embarrassed to play the full thing.
It's a great song. You guys got a hell of a fucking.
I like the ending. I'll skip to the ending right here.
Don't be embarrassed of that.
Most embarrassing show.
Yeah.
Ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
It's a great